Ladies and gentlemen, VIP Promotions proudly present this, the main event, live and exclusive on VIPboxing.tv. The officials have been appointed by the Central Area Council of the British Boxing Board of Control, whose area representative still sitting proudly at ringside is Miss Sally C. Inspector Kurt Haslam, in addition, adjacent to her. And so, people of Bolton, from the Bolton Whites Hotel, this is the Big Fight Live. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the black coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weight and heat scale, 10 stone, 10 pounds, 9 ounces. He hails from Moldova, presenting Octavian Gratii. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the silver coloured shorts, trimmed with a silver spangled effect and black. At the weight and heat scale, 10 stone, 11 pounds, 3 ounces. His outstanding record this afternoon reads 15 contests, 14 wins. 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout, with just a solitary defeat. Presenting the pride of Wigan via the Anthony Crawler camp, James Moorcroft. Timekeeper at the bell, Chris O'Connor, and the fine talent that is Jamie Kirkpatrick is in charge of the action. 8 3-minute rounds.
James Moorcroft in the main event here against Octavian Gratii.
Keep the punches up, watch your heads on the inside. Obey my commands at all times.
Sorry, yeah, forgot to press
We're
my
on.
button then.
We're on.
Yeah, 8 rounds at welterweight. James Moorcroft, a bit of a VIP favourite over the last 3 or 4 years. Came from nowhere to become a bit of a thing. He came a little bit unstuck up in Scotland when he went on to fight Martin Harkin, but looking to get right back on track now.
Oh yeah, and he is genuinely one of the nicest guys around as well. And I'm looking forward to watching him tonight, yeah. 8 round of this one.
Yeah, he's fighting Octavian Gratii. Like I say, just over welterweight limit here. Always in tremendous shape, Moorcroft. Like Rhiannon Dixon, them two seem to be joined at the hip almost, don't they? Came through the unlicensed white collar scene and just got better and better and better and better with every performance and took people by surprise, really.
Oh, they're both trainaholics. And James, he is absolutely religious on his diet. And yeah, you can see.
Extremely strict, is he?
Very strict on his diet, yeah, very strict. Takes it very seriously, very dedicated on the nutrition side of things. And he's just having a look early on here, staying tucked up, staying safe.
I know a couple of big fights on TV have fallen through for James, but he stayed in the gym. Got a win over MJ Hall not long ago. That was his first fight with Crawler. Back out here again now. He'll be looking to get some momentum. I know he had his half an eye on the Anthony Tomlinson, who got upset on a Fight Zone show a couple of weeks ago by a tough Mexican. But there'll be plenty of other opportunities for James Moorcroft.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that fight with Tomlinson, but, you know, it wasn't to be. It just is what it is. But, you know, I have a feeling that there are some big nights in store for James.
Yeah, very correct boxer. Doesn't over-exaggerate anything. Don't make any big mistakes, James. Everything's as correct as he can get it.
And outside the ring, he's a good laugh, you know. Comes out with some hilarious little phrases.
Yeah, he's a character, isn't he?
He's a character, definitely a character.
Went through a real run of form, you know, where it was a strange build for James. We thought he was good for a white-collar guy. Then we thought he was a good prospect. Then we thought he was a good fighter. And then all of a sudden he went on a run of stopping people. And we really began to think he had something. He could be a, you know, title contender, English-British title. Then, as we say, it came unstuck against Martin Harkin, and, you know, a few weight problems and things like that. But back with Anthony Crawler now, and he'll be looking to pick up where he left off when he was beating the likes of Jake Best and Simon Henry and stuff like that.
And we mentioned earlier the opposition tonight, and I think it might be the same here tonight. I think Octavian's come for, you know, he's not come to be bowled over or anything. And let's see what he can produce. But this is much better from James here, controlling the, you know, the ring. Nice jab, measuring the distance well here.
as with Luke Evans, and to a lesser extent, well, no, Rhiannon Dixon as well. Just looking for changes, aren't we? You know, that they've made since the new trainer. Rhiannon we thought she was looking to the body a lot more, moving. Luke Evans was a lot more aggressive. Let's see what Croller's instilled in James Moorcroft.
Yeah.
That right hand looks glued to his chin, doesn't it, for a start?
Yeah. Very disciplined. You know, discipline out of the ring, discipline in the ring, you know. Didn't expect to hear Benga boys tonight, but I'm delighted.
One of the more underrated dance bands of the late 90s, I think.
I always rated them, you know.
Saw him once at Jumping Jacks in Preston.
Did you actually? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you survived to tell the tale.
Yeah,
so.
I also saw Timmy Mallet there as well, so. Into that what you want.
Now we're going back in time, aren't we? Yeah, just touching back on training. I mean, obviously he's trained here by former world champion in Anthony Croller. I mean, and I know he's a big fan of Croller as well. So he was just really happy to be trained by him. So, and I've seen their dynamic together. He really does soak up what Croller says to him and listens to everything and takes it on board.
Yeah, it must be for someone like James without that long amateur background who hadn't been around characters like that. It must be. Every day, really, even now to an extent, he must pinch himself to be training with someone like Croller.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's a decent gym. There's Jake James in there as well, and we work a lot with the fighters at Gallagher's gym, so every day is a learning day for James Moorcroft at the moment.
Absolutely, he gets quality sparring over there. This Octavia's on the front foot for a spell here. Landed a couple of good ones himself.
Yeah, Octavia. Gratii went missing for a couple of hours before the show. They were knocking on his hotel door. The doctors were looking. The officials were looking. VIP employees were looking for him. No one could find him. We wondered if he'd done a runner, but he sauntered in probably about 90 minutes ago, looking without a care in the world, and looks a very relaxed fighter, doesn't he? Doesn't look like he minds trading up whatsoever.
Where was he?
Translation got in the way. I don't think anyone will ever find out.
Well, he's here now. That's the main thing. And you're right, he looks very comfortable in the ring himself. He's heavily built, you know, muscular built. Looks like he can take a shot as well. And I wouldn't want to get in the way of one of his overhand rights that he's been throwing.
Wings them in, doesn't he?
Yeah.
James is looking very correct, though, isn't he? You know, his right hand's perfect. You know, beautiful position on his right hand. His left's there, and both hands come up when he backs away.
Yeah.
Everything correct. And for nice little uppercut, left hook, just got a little nod there from Gratii,
well,
didn't
he finished on the left hook to the body, and I think that got his attention.
You know, for someone like James, what a better trainer to have someone than Croller who got every little bit out of what he had.
Yeah.
You know, he wrung every bit of ability out of himself, didn't he? And for someone like James, that's a perfect example to follow.
Definitely. I mean, you know, Croller ended up fighting pound for pound, you know, Lomachenko in America. And, you know, I think James looks up to him, and that's good. That's really good because, you know, it's a great role model to look up to in that sense. And you can see elements, especially when he goes down to that left hook and finishes on the left hook. You can see elements of Croller there.
Just threw a little feint there. Moorcroft just looking to open up Gratii. He just let him have a go, didn't he? And now he's coming, Moorcroft's having his own turn.
Yeah. I mean, he looks in control, James, at the minute. He looks in control. He looks to be going at his own pace.
The other thing, you know, in the corner, you're not going to get any panic from Croller, are you? You know, it's going to be pretty calm in there. He'll give you his instructions on what he wants you to do. There's not going to be any fluster or anything in an Anthony Croller corner.
No, well, he knows what it's like, doesn't he? So he knows what you're going to be feeling like after a good round or a bad round. He'll know when to pick you up when he needs to, and he'll always have good advice. See, with Croller, he's a boxing historian. You know, if you ask him anything about fights, he remembers everything. He knows the rankings. So he's a perfect man to give you, you know, that technical information you need.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook, VIP Boxing, Twitter, Hashtag VIP Boxing Live, YouTube comments. Just looking down the comments here. Got Bobby Dazzler watching James Moorcroft. Well, shorts are a Bobby Dazzler.
They are, aren't they?
Gratii coming to have a little bit of a go here at the start of the third.
Yeah.
But Moorcroft covered up and landing the much cleaner shots himself.
And this is some nice work from him here, picking the shots very carefully.
Just wonder if a couple of stung Gratii, if there was a body shot in the previous round and he got caught a couple of times cleanly then, didn't he? He's just on the back foot a little bit now.
James put some nice work in there when he works off his jab. I think he knocked the gum shield out there, didn't he?
Say this on every show. Why doesn't the referee have a little squeezable water bottle where he could just rinse it off quick and put it back in?
Yeah, well, that's why we're going on Dragon's Den, aren't we? with that invention.
It'd save the time wasting, it'd save everything.
Right, if anyone's listening, we've just copyrighted that. Blocked that nicely. He's tucked up there very nicely, hasn't he?
Yeah,
and return fire, that was nice.
Yeah, he caught that left hook, didn't he? Came back with his own and then put an uppercut behind it. Right hand missed by that could have been a fight end of that.
Yeah.
Right hand just whistled past.
I mean, so far, this is the best I've seen James so far.
Yeah, just stepping back out of range of those body shots. Just a couple of little signs of frustration there from Gratii, wasn't there? Oh, and a beautiful left up, but he takes a right hand.
He took a right hand back, and it was a good check left up from himself.
I think they were the two cleanest shots either man's landed, and they both came out of it okay, didn't they?
Yeah. It's quite a mature performance, this, you know. Very professional.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks a well-rounded professional fighter, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's the thing, he's doing everything by the book, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Mouthpiece has come out again.
Okay.
See?
There we go. John, keep quiet. We're on to an idea here.
If
Duncan Bannentime's watching.
If Gratii is looking for a couple of little rests after being stung by a couple of shots, then should bought himself a little bit of extra time.
Well, yeah, I mean, referees do have some discretion there with excessive spitting of the mouthpiece. We haven't had excessive spitting of it yet, but...
Just landing some clean shots now, Moorcroft, wasn't it? A little bit of imagination there, with some uppercuts and hooks. And like you said, that looks very mature, doesn't he? Happy to just counter off the ropes then when Gratii came in.
He's not doing anything silly, and, you know, because he knows what's at stake potentially in the next few fights for him. And he can't fault that.
Try and catch a replay. Hopefully we get the exchange the lads had. Big left up from Moorcroft and a right hand from Gratii. Best exchange of the fight.
Seconds out. Round 4.
Well, halfway through this 8th round, and Moorcroft just looked like he was beginning to get well on top. He's always just been a step ahead, but he looked like he was beginning to put some real dents in Gratii's in that last round. Got a thumbs up from Crawler in the corner there.
Yeah, he looks like he's boxed into a good strategy and a good game plan. But you see, he's still got to be careful because this kid's still quite dangerous. So that's why I like what he's doing. And he's not taking any silly risks. That was the thing. I mean, thinking about strategy-wise, I remember the fight Crawler with Barroso. A lot of people were picking Barroso to knock Crawler out, but he tucked up, stayed very tight, didn't throw too many shots, and he just let Barroso empty his tank a bit. And as the fight was unfolding, you were thinking, this is a bit of a master plan, this. So you've got a good strategic corner there.
Yeah, some of the cornerstones of that are here for Moorcroft, aren't they? You know, he's covering up tight. Whenever Gratii does let his hands go, Moorcroft's making sure he stays tight, just letting him blow himself out. It's, like you said before, he's a muscle-bound little guy, isn't he? He's not going to have, you wouldn't imagine he'd have the greatest gas tank. Maybe if Moorcroft's opportunities to land really big will come in the last quarter of this one.
Nice jab, nice jab. Pushed him back with the jab.
Just looked like Grati's work rate drops in the last second half of the rounds, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. He does, he comes out fast. Oh, you see, you got to see.
Oh, big right and left hook, just got to be aware, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does, just got to be careful. Nice jab, get back on that jab, that's nice that. Yeah, Gratii, he's quite deceptive because I think he's actually looking to vary his tempo and actually sneak him onto a big shot out of nowhere. He's tried it a couple of times. That's it. He's got a really nice jab, James.
Yeah,
look at there again.
A real stiff jab that one, wasn't it?
And again. Lovely jab. Oh.
Yeah, just as you were saying, just working in burst, Gratii there, isn't he? You know, very quiet for 20 seconds and then exploded at the end of the round.
Yeah, it's good veteran tactics, and you've got to be careful.
Just managed to stay on the very end of those punches, didn't he, Moorcroft? He was just took the sting out of him by being just far enough away with that footwork. That jab's a beautiful weapon, isn't it?
It's a great jab. I've been really impressed with that jab. It's not just a rangefinder, he's drilling it in.
Big
Seconds out. Round 5.
Round 5 of 8. Been a good fight, he's learning again, and that's been a feature of tonight, hasn't it? The whole fighters have all learned from the fights they've been in.
Yeah, it's been a good one today. As you said earlier, when the opponents do come to have a go and leave gaps, it does change the entire feeling of a show.
Two big right hands here thrown here from Octavian. And another one there.
Just got to get himself organised again here, Moorcroft. Those hands were perfectly positioned early in the fight, just dropped a little bit. A little bit of a bump under that left eye now from those right hands. Although he's working in little bursts and, you know, he's clearly tiring Gratii, can't keep the pace up. It's dangerous when he lets those hands go, isn't he?
Well, it's a good tactic from him, because if he isn't completely 100% fit or whatever it might be, working in bursts is the perfect solution to that.
And he's not working in a tempo, is he? So it's difficult for Moorcroft to time. When James gets off first with that jab, he dominates, doesn't he?
That's when he looks at his best, when he gets off with the jab and just keeps it very simple.
Oh, third time the mouthpiece has come out.
I think he might be tired, actually, and that's why he's doing it, but I could be wrong, but it's almost like he's acknowledged it. Look, he's smiling
he's
about it.
got a big smirk on his face, hasn't he? Doesn't he look like a chunky Teofimo Lopez?
He does, actually, yeah.
I think next time's going to be a point off, isn't it?
Yeah. It would have to be, yeah. He's been warned now, officially, so yeah. He even just had a little laugh, didn't he? Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But
also just gave him another little rest, and here he comes with another attack.
He is a dangerous little fighter, isn't he?
Oh, left up, right hand as well. If he lands one, he lands another one.
Yeah. He's definitely a confidence fighter, isn't he? An on-top sort of fighter. James doing the right thing, though. He's not going wild. He's trying not to lose his shape, and that's the right thing to do at this particular stage when you've got someone swinging in front of you.
Yeah, good workout this for James Moorcroft. Plenty to work on, plenty to learn from, and lots of opportunities to practice what Colla's been teaching him in the gym. Goal, 6th round coming up. 2/3 of the way through this now. Pretty typical of the action we've been seeing, that, isn't it? Moorcroft trying to keep a tight guard and Gratii coming with wild hooks. And Mary's just having a little laugh, but he's spitting the mouthpiece out.
10 seconds, scores. Seconds out. Round 6.
Now, just having a little look at Gratii's record here, and when, you know, out of his 7 wins, 4 have come by way of knockout. Sorry. So
you can perfectly see that, can't you?
oh, you can
in the
definitely see
tactics.
it. Yeah.
Lots of fighters earlier on in their careers could well be caught out by these tactics. But Moorcroft, pretty patient, isn't he? He's not doing anything silly.
Well, that's it. Well, that's why I kind of like this performance from Moorcroft, because he's thinking safety first, and he's doing what he has to do, and it's a very professional, workmanlike performance. That was a good jab there. But Gratii is he's becoming a little bit of a pest, isn't he? A bit relentless.
He is. That jab's going to be more important these last 2.5 rounds, isn't it? When it lands, it stops him in his tracks. But if James neglects it, takes a right hand and a left up there. Bit of blood.
Is that a little bit of damage from? Is it from his nose? Or?
Yeah, I think it's from his nose. Although his right eye looks. It's his right cheek swollen, isn't it?
Yeah, and that may spur Gratii on even more. So. He's complained about headbutts a couple of times, James.
She needs to get those hands right again. You know, get those hands up nice and tight.
Yeah.
Absorb the shots, you know, the head movements.
I'm just looking at that right eye from here. It looks like it's coming up a little bit.
Yeah. I think Gratii's, the way he fights, there's no rhythm to it, so I think that makes it a bit difficult to to avoid some of these with upper body movement.
Yeah.
If James just keeps his hands right, I think he can absorb a lot of the shots and block them rather than trying to dodge them. It's turned into a good little test, hasn't it, this for James Moorcroft?
It has, yeah, it has. And I think Gratii's been spurred on by the blood, you know, and just seeing the facial damage.
Goes to the body for the first time, Gratii there, just let both his hands go.
And he went to the body with some venom.
And mouthpiece has come out again.
I think he...
That's got to be a point, I think. Now, even if it's unintentional, it's 4 times, you know,
Yeah.
it's halted the action, hasn't it?
Yeah, the referee would be within his rights to take a point here.
Yeah, he's going to... I think he's going to get a point taken.
One point, yep. 1 point, yep. Gum shield, 1 point gum shield, yeah. That's fair enough, but he's often dangerous after these little breaks, so James needs to be aware right now.
Yeah, I don't think Gratii's banking on a points win, is he?
No.
So it makes little or no difference.
Oh, good uppercut there from James.
Uppercut hurt Gratii then.
It did. It spun him round. And another one.
Yeah, Moorcroft definitely cut around that right eye. It's turned into a little war.
Yep.
Mouthpiece has come
Nearly
out
went
again.
out. No, I think it went back in there, John. It nearly went out.
How did he catch that?
He caught it back in with his tongue or something like a chameleon.
Fantastic round.
Yeah, good action. Very good action.
All of a sudden, the fight's just picked up out of nowhere, hasn't it? Moorcroft was on top, having to be aware, keep his wits about him. Winning the fight, always a step ahead, but the last round and a half.
But if you were Scroller, what would you be telling him now?
Jab. Hands up, jab. Hands up, jab.
That's exactly what I'd be saying. Hands up, keep tight, jab.
Bring that jab back as quick as it goes out.
Make it as boring as you can, doesn't matter.
That right uppercut was perfectly timed,
Beautiful
wasn't it?
shot, beautiful shot. It's right on the eyelid, that cut, by the looks of it.
Seconds out.
Got Georgie in there working on it.
Round 7.
And Adam Colonello, Adam. Never had a dull fight with James Moorcroft. Yeah, you're right, he's good value.
Just gone bullied back onto the ropes, takes another couple of right hands. Just got I think the weapon, the key to this fight is there in James Moorcroft's left hand. If he can just stick that jab out. It's not a phrase I like. I hear a lot of commentators using it, but I think it works perfectly here. Stop with the bent arm shots.
Yeah.
It's not a phrase I like, but I think in this case, Moorcroft might be best suited with that.
Any more cliches?
Oh, takes
Oof.
another right hand.
Oof. One that's quite popular with commentators at the minute is collecting data with the jab.
I think he collected all the data he needed with that jab in the first couple, and that's the key, isn't it? That's going to work.
Yeah, definitely the key.
Getting backed up to the ropes with hands down isn't.
Is that the gum shield again?
Yeah.
One more and he's out, he says.
Yeah, you don't need us to translate that, do you? For it's pretty obvious there what
What's one more and he's out in Romanian?
the instructions were there from the referee.
Nice shot, the uppercut. The uppercut's worked really well as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, the uppercuts work nicely in the exchanges, hasn't it?
Switch southpaw now, has he, Gratii? Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever I see someone doing that, it suggests a big left hand is coming, big left hook is
Right
coming
winging
in.
over the top.
Good short right hand from Gratii, though.
It's the right hand that's working for him, isn't it? When
Yeah.
Moorcroft lets himself get pushed back onto the ropes. Oh, maybe he doesn't let himself. You know, he's a strong little ball of muscle, isn't he, Octavian Gratii?
Yeah. Good shot from James again there on the inside. But Gratii's looking dangerous as well. It's turned into a bit of a dogfight, hasn't it?
It has. I think points-wise, I think James did more than enough in the first half of the fight, but
Yeah, and you've got to
especially with
factor in the point
deduction.
deduction, yeah.
But Gratii's since like round 5, the tide's turned a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Good left hook from Octavia there as well.
But it's there for James, isn't it? It's all there for him. You know, if he keeps those shots straight and quick, he's going to be good. You know, he's going to be fine.
Yeah. Has this guy fought over here before, John? Do you know?
No, I don't think he ever has.
Right.
We've had a few opponents there who've never fought in Britain, and
yeah,
they've all been
so
good.
you just don't know with these guys, do you? Like what they're going to bring. And this guy's obviously come over, and he's quite a dangerous little fighter. So no, a good test for James, and he's also proving he's ticking a few boxes here, James. Ticking a few boxes. You know, he's cut. He's been under pressure. And he's definitely not capitulated, has he? So
no,
he's ticking boxes here.
Definitely not folded. He's got 1 round to go. Octavia Gratii giving us a little bit of a line dance there to Cotton Eye Joe. Yeah. I think he's going to come out bombing.
I think so. I think he's going to come out confident. Are we going to get a replay of the dance? It doesn't look like it, no.
We're getting a replay of...
no, that's the point. That's the point. Some good action in the round.
See, early on when James was backing up, he was doing it with both his hands up. Now he's doing it with his hands a bit lower, and it's causing him problems.
10 seconds, scores. Seconds out.
There's the dance. Well, it seemed like he had some energy left there, so will we see him come out firing?
Total opposite so far, but I think there's an explosion coming, isn't there?
Yeah, and I feel like James has been told to just to work off the jab this round, because we're seeing that jab coming out nice and regularly now. It's the hooks, isn't it? It's the swings, as Jim Watt said in the Amir Khan Marcus Maidana fight. It's the swings, and there's the hook shield, and he did say 1 more and you're out. So
let's see what happens. He tried to cut.
He's disqualified him.
He's disqualified him. Good as his word.
He's disqualified him.
Well, I counted 6 times.
I think that was it was the 5th or 6th, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think Moorcroft was on his way to points.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortable points.
I think he was. Yeah.
But Gratii seemed to have done. He'd finally got where he wanted to be. You know, he had Moorcroft on the back foot. He was letting his shots go, and there you go. It's all gone out the window.
I mean, the referee went through the right stages, didn't he? It happened a couple of times.
Sorry, Rob.
He then warned. He took a point off. He warned him, then took a point off, and then
Ladies
gave
and
the
gentlemen,
final
before
warning.
we render the decision,
And lived up
if I
to
could
it.
just have your attention, if you're a big rugby league fan, a legend of rugby league is with us this evening. Great Britain International also played for Wigan Warriors, Widnes and Salford. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Gregory on this table here. Andy Gregory. Good to see you as always, Andy. Okay.
Let's get down to Michael Pass for the official announcement. Octavian Gratii looks like he's not got a care in the world, does he?
No, he actually is quite a good mover.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 39 seconds of round number 8, Jamie Kirkpatrick, due to persistent infringement of the British Boxing Board of Control rules, has had no alternative but to disqualify Octavian Gratii. Therefore, your winner from Wigan, James Moorcroft. Moorcroft.
Yeah, well, he got disqualified, but Moorcroft got everything he needed out of that fight. It wasn't
And
a
although
farcical disqualification. He
Octavian
got
has
a
been
good workout
disqualified,
there.
he did put
Yeah,
up
got
a
some
fine
good
performance before then. Let's hear it for him. Let's hear it for both guys. On behalf of everybody concerned with tonight's promotion, brought to us by VIP Promotions, live and exclusive on VIPboxing.tv. Have a safe journey home. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend. We are back on Friday from the wonderful Liverpool Olympia. Watch us live or attend in person. Good night. Bye-bye.
There we go. Thanks for joining us. I think it's been a good Sunday afternoon show, that, Aki.
I've enjoyed that one, John. I've enjoyed it. Every fight, you know, there was a couple of lads I hadn't seen before. There was challenges. There was, good learning moments. And we had a big knockout as well. But a really big one as well, didn't we? So there we go. Great night.
Yeah, we had a big knockout. We had a disqualification. We had Jay Cabral looking fantastic on his debut. We had Rhiannon Dixon warming up for that big show in Liverpool. We had Jack Kilgannon, the area champion, getting back on the horse with a good win today against Damian Stanislavski. Star of the show for me, I thought Jay Cabral against Ivan Jegac was really, really good on his debut. Moment of the fight was for finisher Luke Evans. Fight of the night, I think it's Moorcroft and Gratii.
Yeah, I really enjoyed all of them. I was really impressed with Tyrone Bowen-Price as well. But yeah, great to see Rhiannon back in the ring. Great to see Jack Kilgannon back in the ring as well. Of course, Luke Evans and James. And good talent in Jake, like you mentioned there, and Casey Brown as well. So the entire card has something to talk about, really.
It does. Excellent. Well, you heard Michael Pass. VIP is back on Friday from Liverpool Olympia with some local prospects, and we will see you then. Thanks for listening.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.